Hi everyone, welcome. Thanks for joining us today for the webinar e-Polish, the best platform to study Polish. This will be a webinar dedicated to students who are using or who want to use our platform and are looking for a place to start. My name is Magdalena Gieniec, and perhaps some of you may already know me as I work in the e-Polish help desk, so probably we might have chatted before. We also have Sylvia with us. She's our moderator tonight, and she will be answering all of your questions in chat if I happen to be otherwise preoccupied. So if at any point something I talk about is unclear, or if you want to know more about a certain topic, feel free to ask your questions in the chat. Tonight, I will be focusing on giving you a basic overview of the platform. So first, I will explain what e-Polish even is, the basic idea behind it, and all the basics that you need to get started. We will discuss all the options that you have to study independently using our tools and solutions dedicated solely to self-study. And the keynote here, I think, will be our interactive textbooks called e-course books, and our self-study courses, which are based and expand on what you already might know from the traditional printed Polski Krok po Kroku textbooks from Glossa Publishing House. And since our platform also supports studying with a teacher, I will try to walk you through the basics of the available options, show you how it works, and where to look if you'd like to work with a teacher or find a teacher of your own if you don't have one already. So let's start with what e-Polish even is. And on the most basic level, it is a platform designed to support learning using our Polski Krok po Kroku series. So if you already have any of our printed publications, you will probably get the most out of them once you start using the resources from the website alongside the physical copies that you own. There's a lot that you can gain from creating an account and using it alongside your traditional learning. However, above all, perhaps, e-Polish is also an e-learning platform, and its main purpose is mostly to help its users study and also teach Polish as a foreign language as interactively as possible, thanks to numerous tools, technologies, and e-learning materials that we can offer you. You can learn either entirely on your own, completely independently, using our course books, or the extended versions. Both are fully interactive and will allow you, for example, to immediately check the answers as they give real-time feedback. They will allow you to access audio files with transcripts, translations of instructions, a vocabulary list, among many other things, and we will soon take a practical look at this. We also offer some supporting materials to help you study on your own, and that will include public flashcards, a multimedia dictionary, and declension and conjugation tables, which might come in handy sometimes. But depending on your learning style, sometimes you might want to study with a teacher as well, and you can supplement your self-study with working with a teacher or completely replace it. You can study either by perusing all the materials that your teacher supplies you with, and these materials can include interactive exercises, either from our e-course books or ones that your teacher created for you. And these materials that the teacher can share with you on the platform can come in many forms, including tests, flashcard sets, and even interactive online lessons. These lessons, we will show you an example later, come with completely real-time feedback and will also stay on your account for later access, so you can review them. And if that sounds perhaps interesting, but you don't think that you can take part in it because you don't have your own teacher yet, our platform also is the place where you can choose and connect with teachers from all parts of Poland. So we will later show you how to do it, where to find them. But all of these features I've mentioned before are only available to registered users. So you will need to have your own account to get started. Before tonight's webinar, we've sent you an email with a video guide on how to register. So now, currently, I am assuming that all of you are fully equipped to create your account, or you already have your accounts. In case you get lost during the webinar or later while using your account on our YouTube channel, there are plenty of similar video guides which you can use if you need help. As for the basic use requirements, all you need to do basically is a browser with internet access and a desktop computer. For the best experience, we recommend using Chrome, Opera, or Firefox. And since everything happens inside the browser from start to finish, you don't need to download anything, any software. It's all online in the cloud, so if you want to access your materials at any time, you can just log in from any device from anywhere in the world, as long as you have internet access. All right, now let's look into how you can use e-Polish exactly to study on your own. We have several ways of helping you do just that. The major segment will be our e-course books, which are interactive versions of our printed publications. However, there is so much more than just the e-course books, as we will soon find out. So let's move on to the platform. This is my student panel. And just a quick tip, if the interface is not in the language you'd like it to be, you can change it right here. So if I wanted it to be in Polish, all I need to do is click here. But let's go back to English now. So the e-course books that I mentioned earlier will be, as the name suggests, in the e-course books section. And by hovering over the tile of your e-course book, you can access a few useful places. Here you can open the e-course book. Here you can download the audio files, which is particularly useful if you also have a paper book. Here's the table of contents. This is some basic info about your progress tracking. Here is also where you will be able to reset your progress if the need arises anytime. And here are smart flashcards, and what these are, we will be talking about later, so just stick with me. All right, so let's open the course book. And what you will see by default at the start is a view just like this, a spread of 2 pages, like in a traditional book. But unlike the traditional books, as you can see, as I move my mouse over the pages, something is clickable, something is interactive. So I can click on the headphones icons to play audio files, or to open exercises. Let's just move to a more interesting lesson, maybe. I can move throughout all the pages of the course book by using the content list here. Let's go here. So if you are used to any language textbooks, you probably have noticed that the exercises are generally pretty varied and have all come in all different forms and types. So in our course books, all these types of exercises will be digitalized and interactive. You can, for example, in some exercises, drag the contents. Some exercises will allow you to number the sentences in the correct order. Or you will be asked to type your answers into the blanks. So let's maybe do this exercise. As you can see, all the exercises that I'm showing you right now are interactive and will require your feedback. After I fill out all the blanks, I can click on check to see if my answers were correct. Most of them were, as signified by the blue tick next to my answers, but some of them, as the example here, were incorrect. And if I'm stuck, if I want to learn what the correct answers should be, I can just click on show, and this will change all the incorrect answers into the correct ones. Or if I want to just redo the exercise from scratch, I can click on clear, and this way I can start over. Once I'm done with the exercise, I can either move using the arrows here, or I can just close the exercise and select another one from the list. This particular exercise, as you can see, requires me to listen to the recording first and then fill out the blanks. Let's clear it out. And let's give an incorrect answer here. All right, and as you can see, the audio file I can play whenever I wish and stop whenever I wish. However, sometimes it can happen that I, for example, mishear something, or I encounter a word with a particularly troublesome pronunciation. And to help with that, we have this handy option, which is a transcript. To every audio file in the course book, you will be able to open a transcript and preview it, or if you need, print it out as PDF. All right, and the remaining icons, this one will allow you to print out the whole exercise as a PDF, or just print it out on your printer. This icon leads to the glossary, the same one that is available right here. You can select the language you want the translations to be in. In the glossary on the right, you can click on any words to listen to the pronunciation and see the translation. From here, you will also be able to go to the full dictionary entry and add the word to smart flashcards. And as before, I will expand on that topic later. This here will be another useful feature. We have just encountered a grammar comment. Sometimes some exercises will unfortunately require us to know of a certain grammar rule that we might not be aware of at all. And this grammar comment will have an in-depth explanation of exactly what needs to be known about Polish grammar in this exercise. All right, and as in the example here, the answers, the blanks, will require us to have Polish special characters, and sometimes it can be difficult. And this can be helped with our virtual keyboard, which is right here on the right. So to use it, just start typing in the blank, and as soon as you get to the special character, just select it from the digital keyboard. And the letter will be pasted into the blank. Underneath this exercise, there are some supplementary exercises. These come from our self-study course, and it's a great way to just review the material if you need it. because sometimes some exercises, some topics in some exercises can be difficult for us, and especially if it's a class setting and we are just rushing to finish. So this way, using the supplementary exercises, we can get more practice with the subject. And sometimes we just particularly enjoy some topic, and that way we can also have just more content of the same sort. Right here in the side panel, there are a few useful places that you should know about. The materials I've shown you in this exercise can also be accessed for the entire lesson by using these icons here. So, for example, this will bring out the vocabulary list for the whole lesson, not only one specific exercise, but for every exercise from this lesson. I can print it out as PDF again, and, for example, study on the go. This exercise contains the grammar comments we've talked about earlier. As you can see, there's plenty of them. There's plenty of grammar to keep track of. This icon will have the supplementary exercises also for the entire lesson. Again, there's tons of additional content, which you will not be able to find in a paper book. All of this is interactive, so you can check your answers at any time. And here are smart flashcards, which is a great way to review vocabulary you're learning and keep track of it. As you can see, I've got 730 words to learn. The smart flashcards will allow me to hear the pronunciation of the word, and if I don't remember it, it will bring it up pretty often as I need to finally get it through my head. I have no idea what this is supposed to be. This one, I genuinely have no idea. So if I don't know and I click check, the smart flashcards will hint at the correct answer, and the same question, the same flashcard, will be brought up to me pretty soon to check if I finally remembered the word. There are multiple ways to revise vocabulary using the smart flashcards. This is just one of them, typing in the missing letters. To change the review format, I can just go to the settings, and let's do something difficult. Refresh the page. Now I don't even have the blanks with the letters missing. I just need to know the word. So this is the most difficult option. So I recommend it to just review vocabulary. Flashcards are generally a great way to aid your memory. And here in the last icon, you can just add some additional notes if you need them. The side panel here, aside from these icons, will also be useful for navigation. As we did earlier, we can use the list table of contents and navigate to a different lesson. Or I can just use the page thumbnails right here. Alternatively, I can type the page number into the search bar. The page numbers in the course book correspond with the page numbers of the traditional paper book. So if you have your paper book with you, in front of you, and want to quickly navigate to a particular page in the course book, this will probably be the fastest way. In the search bar, you can also open a particular exercise ID using its ID number. Or if a completely random word just pops into your head and you want to check the translation in the dictionary, you can also do it. And speaking of the dictionary, I think I missed a certain feature of the exercises. So if you are inside an exercise and you'd like to know the translation of a certain word, all you need to do is click on it to also bring up the dictionary entry with the translation, usually an example of use. So this might also be pretty useful sometimes. Aside from all the interactivity we've talked about, what the traditional book will not give you is the ability to change the interface language. You can do it right here. Let's change it to something else for a moment. And what this affects, for the most part, are instructions. So let's open an exercise. This one doesn't have any instructions. And the language of the instructions has changed to the language I've chosen right here. This will also affect the translations of the words in the dictionary. And the language of the grammar comments. Oh, something's bugged out. We will work on getting it fixed. Let's try with English. Well, it generally does change the language. Something must be not working as we expected. These grammar comments are in the correct language, so we will see what might have gone wrong before. So generally, changing the interface language here will also change the language of the grammar comments. All right. A common complaint that students generally have about textbooks for learning languages is that the pages are too busy. There's too much going on. Everywhere there's an illustration, there's something going on. And to help with that, you can use the more minimalistic view, which is right here. It's called the list view. And here in the list view, you will only see one exercise at a time here in the main window, and you can navigate through them by using the arrows here, or the list in the right. This is particularly useful for Polski Krok po Kroku textbooks 1 and 2, as you will notice that at the end of the list, there is a short test section with additional exercises which are not available here in the book view. So you might just have some extra content completely for free if you have the course book in the list view. It will also be pretty smart to visit the list view in the workbooks, as the list view will contain some extra exercises which you won't be able to access elsewhere. All right, I think that's it for e-course books. But aside from them, if you are dead set on studying alone without any help, we also offer a handful of other smaller, but probably no less useful study aids. And one of them will be the dictionary. This will be the expanded version of the dictionary you saw in the e-course book. Here you can look up any Polish word in any tense or in any case. So let's try something. And the dictionary will have a translation and a pronunciation, of course, but it also contains the infinitive of the verb. It will tell me what tense my entry was in, and even what grammatical case the verb goes with. And what might be most useful of all are the conjugation tables at the bottom. So all the conjugations in all the tenses for this particular verb. And each word in the tables comes with an audio pronunciation. So if you encounter a particularly complicated conjugation, you can just check the pronunciation here. So that's for the dictionary. You can also add a particular word from the dictionary to your smart flashcards, so the flashcards that we saw earlier. And to do so, all you need to do is click on this icon. And the word will be added to my vocabulary revisions and show up along with all the 700-something words I've already had. Right here in the dictionary section, there are other tabs as well. And what you might find useful is the thematic dictionary. Here you can find all sets of words for a given topic. There's plenty of topics to choose from. And you can print them out. So that's a preview. Let's see the PDF. You can print out the PDF and just study on the go, or take it with you to class. And again, if you'd like to change the translations to something else than English, you can do it here. And last but not least, another great option will be the public flashcards, which are probably slightly less advanced than the flashcards you saw before, than the smart flashcards, but no less useful. And similar to the thematic dictionary, they all pertain to a certain subject. And this is what they look like. This is a more basic idea of the smart flashcards, so you do not have several types of revision. You can just remember or not remember a certain word. And again, you can print them out and just take them with you whenever, wherever. Okay, I think that this will wrap up the self-study part, but please remember that e-Polish also allows you to study with a teacher, either individually, one-to-one, or in a group setting, and your teacher can share various interactive materials with you, including interactive exercises like the ones you've seen before, or just interactive exercises that the teacher created from scratch, or they can hold interactive online classes with you. And if your teacher decides to share some materials with you, you on your side do not need to buy anything. You can just use the materials, use and access all the materials your teacher shares with you, just because they decided to give it to you. So let's move back to the platform. All these materials that I've mentioned, you can receive, for instance, on the private forum with your group or with your teacher. It will be available here. As you can see, one of my teachers has assigned some exercises to me. I can open them. This one I've already completed. The teacher will see my answers. So once I fill in the blanks and click on check, the teacher will be able to see what I put in there. So this one is done. However, this one isn't. I can just complete it quickly. And check my answers. Again, the teacher will be able to see which answers were correct and which ones weren't. If I'd like to, I can write a message to the teacher right here. And everyone in my group, if I have any group mates, and if I don't, just the teacher, will be able to see my answer under the post. Just to clarify, my group mates, if I have any, won't be able to see the answers to the exercises shared with me. That is only the domain of the teacher. All right, but sometimes the teacher will not want to share some just individual exercises with me, but a whole test. Some teachers want to grade them later, but it can also be just a simple tool to share multiple exercises at once. So depending on the teacher, it can be no pressure or all the pressure. And this is what the test can look like. You will generally receive an email once a teacher assigns a test to you. However, you can also access the same tests by going to School and Tests. This is a test that I've already completed and sent out for grading. And I can see that I already sent it out because I see my score right here. And let's compare it to the test, to this one, for example. This one I haven't finished, I haven't even started. And I will know this by seeing this button, do the test. All right, my teacher gave me a set time for completing the test. So let's try to do it in under 10 minutes. Once I'm ready, I can just click on ready and the exercise will be graded. I can check which answers were correct and which ones weren't. However, I will not be able to redo my answers. I can type something else in here, but I won't be able to send the updated answers. My teacher will only see the ones I've sent the first time around. Let's move to a different exercise. And again, once I click on ready, I won't be able to update my answers, but I will be able to see which ones were correct and which ones weren't, and I will be able to show the correct answers. So unlike during a traditional test, I can check what answers are correct as soon as I finish the exercise. This is all very Christmas themed. All right, let's just finish up here. And this one is an open exercise, which means that it will not have any answer key. So no answers are generally correct or incorrect. This will all depend on how my teacher decides to grade it. Again, all you need to remember is to press ready at the end of every exercise in the test for your answers to be saved. And this way, by clicking on the red button next, I have sent out my tests to be graded by the teacher, and I can check what score I got. Not very well. The score I got was 15%. All right. As you saw before, you can only complete the test once. So if I wanted to get back to the test right now, I won't be able to send it out again. My score will not change. This is all done. However, there are also live online classes, and I don't have a live lesson prepared, but I will just show you a short video. It will always be the teacher who starts the lesson. And all you need to do on your side is to log into your account at the appointed time, and our system will redirect you to your class when it starts. The class will be held in the virtual classroom, which is our native solution. It will look just like this. You will see your classmates and your teacher, and you will be able to communicate. Your teacher will be able to display exercises for you. They will be interactive, as shown on the screen here. So your teacher will be able to see all your answers in real time. Your group mates won't, so don't worry. But the teacher will be able to see your answers show you the correct ones, or just show you verify your answers, so which ones were correct and which ones weren't. It's all interactive, and aside from just pages from the e-course books or just individual exercises, the teacher will be able to share games. Some are interactive and some aren't, and other multimedia like videos and pictures and audio files. All right, I hope you get the idea. Sometimes the teacher will also assign homework to you, so that's something to watch out for. You will be notified, so just keep an eye out for notifications about homework. And what's great about online classes is that you will be later able to access them. The lesson presentation that your teacher used will be available to you completely at your disposal in the archive. So let's move there for a minute. As you can see, these are all archived lessons that I took part in, my test student took part in, and some of them, as I've mentioned before, have homework assigned. Usually the teacher will want the homework to be done before the next lesson. And again, they will be able to see it. So as soon as I fill out my answers here, and click on check, my answers to this exercise in the homework will be saved and my teacher will be able to see them. And this is what the archived lesson will look like. All I need to do to access it is click on the thumbnail. And these are all the slides that my teacher used. This particular slide came from the course book, and again, I can use the pages as completely interactive. I can open the exercises, fill them out. When I fill out exercises from the archived lesson, and these exercises are not marked as homework, no one, not my group mates, not my teacher, will be able to see the answers I give here. And again, I can just check my answers. I can see the correct answers or clear out the exercise and just start over. This way, I think it's pretty useful to review the material, for example, before the test, and not have to worry if your notes were good, that you took were good enough. And since the exercises remain interactive all the time, you can just go back to them if you failed to understand something during the lesson or if your attention wandered, and you can just redo them as many times as it takes. And perhaps some of you are already using the platform like this to work with your teacher, especially if you are, for example, a part of a Polish class at university or in a language school. But sometimes, for some students, you might be interested in collaborating with a teacher, but you don't know where to look for one. And this is where our platform might come in useful. If you go to Shop on your e-Polish account and to online classes, you will be able to select a tutor for yourself from our teacher base. These are all the teachers currently open to taking on new students. You can click on the teacher's profile to read the About Me, check the availability, teaching methods, see if you are a good match. You can see the reviews other students left for them. If you are not logged in, you can also access the teacher base. by going to the main page. So let's do it now. And for not logged in users, you can go to I want to learn Polish, then find the individual classes online tab and select choose a tutor. This will take you to the same teacher base. It will look slightly different, but it's exactly the same base. However, aside from the e-Polish platform, we at Glossa in Krakow are also a Polish language school. So you can sign up for classes with our teachers, not only the ones available in the base, but the teachers from our school, either online or in person, group or individual courses. So I think that the class that is going to happen in December is going to be particularly exciting. So feel free to sign up for the Christmas course that we are planning. You can message us for details. It's going to be really fun with plenty of traditional lessons and also many extra attractions that are not connected to learning traditionally from the classroom. You can take part in our Christmas traditions. And if you are interested in traditions, then please feel free to sign up for our Andrzejki language workshop, which is happening very soon. It includes the language workshop with our teachers, and later a small social gathering, completely no pressure. The meeting is free. We do not require any previous Polish knowledge, so do not feel like the language barrier will stop you. You can later, during the meeting, you can participate in plenty of Polish fortune-telling traditions. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and we would love to have you. I think that concludes my presentation. Do you have any questions for me? All right, I don't see any questions. So since we have 10 minutes left, I think we could probably use the public flashcards that I mentioned before, and we could do them together. Let me just log into a teacher's account. It might be fun to just, test your Polish knowledge. Of course, for those who have to go now, I wish you a great evening. Thank you for joining us. And for those who can stay for a little bit of no pressure fun, let me just find a flashcard set that might be interesting to solve. All right, I'm going to paste. This is something that your teacher can do for you as well. I'm going to now paste the link to the flashcards into the chat. And you can also scan the QR code. And this is just something you can do, in your free time and check your knowledge from this particular vocabulary set. As I've said before, no pressure. You do not have to do this. It's just something I thought it would be probably interesting. I'm going to open the flashcards for myself. If you are not logged in, you will be asked by the system to enter your username. And all you need to do is pick out some sort of username and click enter. And you will be able to access all of the revision types available here. I see that some users took part, so thank you. And in case you have any questions, feel free to answer in the survey that will appear after the webinar. And also, you can write to us at any time, and we will be happy to help. Thank you again for your participation today, and good night to you all.